Well, it takes an exceptional person to spot a need in the community and fill it. That's exactly what happened when Melanie Cawthon noticed San Antonio's special needs community needed an advocate and a coach. As Eyewitness News anchor Jeff Brady explains, that's why she's another one of the people who make San Antonio great.
You want some hot chocolate?
Hot chocolate and coffee for sale on a chilly winter morning.
Stir, stir, stir.
And 12-year-old Raj Mulwani's open for business at the Academy at Morgan's Wonderland.
And how's it going so far? How's the business doing?
It's going good. It's really fun and I enjoy it.
His pediatrician said if Forrest Gump was a real person, that would be Raj.
Oh, it's a little tricky, so be careful.
Raj is a special needs kid with a rare disorder, and pediatricians first thought his life would be extremely limited.
When he was in elementary school, he started being nonverbal, and they thought he's not going to be able to speak. But here we are, he's selling coffee and telling people his secret ingredient, and which is kindness.
So we step in and open that door.
Kindness he learned, at least in part, at Disability SA, a tiny nonprofit run by Melanie Cawthon, founder, chair, and kindness coach.
Tell me about leadership.
Well, for me, leadership is somebody who serves.
She's been serving the special needs community most of her adult life. First as a fundraiser, then 12 years ago, she helped launch this concept to coach those with special needs and encourage their inclusion everywhere.
Understanding that they have ability and that they can be included and that they deserve to be included.
And so you've been here for almost 2 years?
She's the only employee here with only one desk, but has a 6-member board and a budget of $200,000 to run annual programs for the special needs community, including Fiesta Especial. And 2 young ladies here are veterans of the court.
Inspires my mind, and I love her so much.
I know I'm making a difference because every time we start another program year, there's more people. And the day that nobody shows up on the door, I'll move on to something else.
Good morning, the Academy.
Back at the Academy, a school for special needs students, it's time for class to begin with more of Melanie's kids leading the way.
Get it?
And parents credit Melanie with giving their kids the encouragement and self-confidence to take on the world.
When you think inclusion, she's the person to go to.
Melanie Cawthon's the person to go to for encouragement and inclusion of people with every range of ability. That's why she's another one of the people who make San Antonio great.